Hi everybody, welcome to a Facebook Live with Jeannie. I'm Jeannie Nielsen, the Card Lady, and I'm very excited to be here with you today. So let's see what we are going to talk about today. It is the end of April. You have 1 week left to order from the mini catalog and the annual catalog. Only 1 week. Are you getting nervous? There's so much that I love about that I'm getting nervous, seriously. But I know there's always new stuff, and I've seen the catalog. I finally looked at it and I'm so excited about it. There is a lot of stuff from the mini catalog that's being carried over. But one thing that is not is the designer paper. So because a lot of the bundles coordinate with the designer paper, that's what I would suggest that you invest in, even if the stamp sets are going forward. We are going to have our stamping retreat this weekend. I am very excited. I am so excited and getting so ready. I have lots of helpers this time, and they've encouraged me to make sure that I am on time and keeping up with things. But anyway, so my thing is called Hi Vicki, nice to see you. Oh, that reminds me, where did I put my glasses? Hang on, I can't read the things because I don't have my glasses on. That's what I need. I'll get it in 1 second. When I flip up, I'm gonna go run and get them because I can see them right across the way. But welcome to my Facebook Live. I'm talking about my retreat this weekend, which is entitled Down by the Bay. I have 20 people coming. I'm looking forward to spoiling them. It's just a day retreat. I haven't put any effort into finding a spot for a weekend retreat, although I have a lot of people encouraging me to do that. So that is next. So maybe by this fall. Stay tuned. Anyway, Down by the Bay is going to, of course, feature the By the Bay stamp set, which I also think I don't have here next to me. And I really wanted to talk about that, but that's okay because I've got everything ready for my cards. I have been getting ready all day today, so it really, all of a sudden I looked at the clock, I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to go live in 15 minutes. Hi friend, my friend Judy, moving from Nebraska to Texas in the next couple of weeks. Actually, next week. This week. Oh my goodness, this week. But she's still in Nebraska until she finishes her school year. But anyway, so I want to show you, I'm going to flip down and get ready to show you 3 of the 5 cards that we're doing for the make and takes for this retreat this weekend. I love these cards. You really do need the By the Bay paper in order to make these cards. There's no other way around it. And you can get it at a discount. So I'm going to get ready to flip. And I'm going to show you some of the designer paper, and I'm going to show you the 3 cards, 3 of the 5 cards that we're going to be making this weekend, and I'm going to show you how to make them. They're easy. Very, very easy. So what I'm going to do is flip up right towards the ceiling and down. And there you see my April host code and my 3 cards that I'm going to show you. I think what I have to do is move it closer to like here. There we go. So these are the 3 cards. Let me get my glasses and we're going to start making them. I'm all ready for you. Okay, I got my glasses and I found the stamp set. So Seaside Bay is the name of the bundle. There's matching dies. The dies, like you can see, you see this here, the oyster holding the pearl. Well, there is a die for that. Now you have that die cut already and ready to go. There's the crabs, there's shells. These 3 birds, you can cut all in one, you stamp them, and then the die will cut them all at the same time. So it's not a tiny little die that you're going to lose. Same thing with this, with the sand here and the shells. You stamp the shells here, and then you can cut the little shells. You stamp them all, and then you can cut the individual shells with just 1 die. So there's a big bird, and this is the same size as the designer paper. And I just love the designer paper. With this one, you can get 3 birds out of one of these sheets of paper. So if you have 4 of them, you can get 12 out of a pack. You can stamp them too. I just found that I wasn't as good as coloring as they were in the designer paper, although I didn't do badly. Anyway, I also have die cut some of the crabs. You can get them in a light blue. You can get them in this petal pink. Let me show you some of the designer paper before I make these cards real quick. It'll just take a second. So it's a specialty paper. There's some shine to it. And on the other side, look at this. Look at all these shells. You can die cut these because there are dies that match some of these shells. Not all of them, but some of them. Love this wood grain look. I always love wood grain. And then look at that. This I used for a label for one of the other cards that I'm not going to show you because I have to keep it a surprise for my people this weekend. But look at the gold in here. Isn't that so beautiful? So you can die cut these crabs too. I forgot. So if you have that, you've got even a crumb cake crab that you can die cut. Love the blue and green pool party and mint macaron. So sad that mint macaron is going, but at least we have Lost Lagoon. We've got the fishes and everything. Look at this beautiful paper. So pretty. There's actually two papers like that. One has more blues, one has more pinks in it. And the card that I made here features the pinks, but you could easily substitute the same if you had the paper using the same sketch. You could easily make it with the blue or the green or whatever you wanted to. Rather than pool party, this is more balmy blue. Just going to show you two more things. This is one of the horizons. You've got the water and then the sky with the sand. It's got a specialty paper on the back. And that's what I used for this card right here. And I'm going to show you that in a second. You've got these shells, the waves on the back. The shells also are in a white background rather than the navy. And I have to show you one more horizon, but I took it off the paper because I wasn't going to show you the card. Next week, I promise I'll show you the card and I'll explain it. But anyway, this is the, because I can still talk about it next Monday because it's still not the end of the catalog. You still have one last chance. One more horizon here. More water again, but more pool party. Okay, time to get going on these cards, okay? Are you excited? I am. Okay, let's start with the petal pink one. Easy, easy, easy. I used the Stylish Shapes, the smallest circle, and I stamped the sentiment in Memento. So we're going to do that right now because I've got all the pieces here. Petal pink card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Your basic card base. Then I have a 4 by 5 1/4 basic white mat. And then I have to see if I did pull my ribbon that I meant to. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. And then this is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. We're going to glue that right on, and then we're going to tie the ribbon around it. So let's try that. I thought I had an open ribbon, but of course I can't find it. But because this ribbon is carrying around over, isn't this beautiful ribbon? Love this variegated ribbon. This came in a purple a couple of years ago. So pretty. The Highland Heather, I believe it was. Or maybe it was even Purple Posy, now that I think about it. Might have been Purple Posy. Okay, let's attach our designer paper. This is the other side, more shells that you can cut out in different colors. I love to use glue. This is a super simple card. Most of it is ready for everybody that's coming this weekend because it's already die cut. Did all the die cutting and did all the cutting of the designer paper. Can you believe that I did that for you guys? So if you're coming to the retreat, I spoiled you. I actually had a lot of help getting ready for this retreat. So it's not just me spoiling you, but I knew what I wanted to do for you. So we've got our blue ribbon. I tie it. Look at how beautifully that ties. I'm telling you, some of Stampin' Up's ribbons are just so pretty. They're just so, so pretty, and they tie so beautifully too. So here we go. Let me cut this. This is one of my ribbon scissors. This was our craft and paper scissors from a couple years ago. I only have 2. I wish I had bought more. I wish I had invested in them early on. But of all things, not only do I only have 2, I also can't find one of them. Now, I think it might be in my retreat box from last year. Hoping. Okay, we're going to just glue that down. Just like that. Perfect. Then, let's see if I I didn't write the dimensions, but I've got my handy dandy ruler here. I do know that this is 2 inches by 3 1/4 inches. So I believe that I used the deckled rectangle. That is the size. Oh, it's about 2 1/8 by 3 1/2. So did I do that right? It's about right. Probably should have been a little bit longer on that designer paper. And I've already cut them all, so oh well. Sorry guys, but I don't think it's going to be that terrible. And you've got other pieces. If you are really that picky about it, you can cut up your designer paper in your pack very easily. I love this, even though you can't really see it. Look at this, the beautiful gold. Make sure I'm in the camera, because even though I have done it so that I can watch comments. Oh, hi Roxanne. Here I am not even looking at comments. I did it so that I could flip down and watch comments, stand up and do this, but really I have to have my, I'm going to get some blocks for this table so it's a little bit higher, because seriously, I have a hard time standing with my things are so low. This is so low. I always stand to do my stamping, but I also have all of my tables are up on blocks so that it doesn't hurt my back, because this is hurting my back. Okay, we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of here. I'm just looking at my card here so that I know what I'm doing. There we go. I know you guys know how to put on dimensionals. I should put on another one besides that, or even more than that. If you don't want it to sink in, load it up with dimensionals. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put it right about here. There we go. And what I'm going to do is add next this is part of the brushed foil, the brushed metallic foils that we had last year. We had a whole bunch of the multi-packs of copper and gold and champagne. I'm still using my gold because I just love this foil. It's being discontinued. I'm really sad about that. I'm sorry, guys. Very sad. So we got this. I'm going to put it right there. And then I found my take your pick tool. Got to put a pearl right there in the center. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Next, let me stamp this. Let me see if I have the stamp handy. I thought I put them all in here. Okay, this one. I'd better get some scrap paper. I'm going to make a mess. Let's see. I've got scrap paper right here. Okay, so here we go. Move my ribbon because I want to be in the, this is scrap. Here's my die cut stylus shape, the smallest circle. And luckily it doesn't matter if I stamp this straight or not. What I do like to do is make sure that I am at least in the center, but it doesn't matter if it's up or down or whatever, because that's the lovely thing about a circle. You are going to be able to do whatever you put it. However, if I stamped it sideways, I could always turn the circle, right? I know I'm rambling. Okay, let me put a couple of dimensionals on here. And then I went to my paper. I die cut. Remember the one I showed you where you could get 3 birds? Well, you can also get 3 crabs out of there. So I've already die cut my crab and my 2 birds that I'm going to need for my... Actually, I die cut another bird because I thought I was going to show you another card, but I decided against it. Okay, we've got our shells. Here's our shells cut out of Pool Party. I'm just going to glue it down. Doesn't need to be anything fancy, just like that. And then I'm going to do another one down at the bottom. I always use Post-it notes to hold my small die cuts. And the reason for that is because with this, I can keep the sticky, I can attach them to the sticky, and there you go. Okay, and then we're going to go like this. And I am going to pop this guy up too. So the paper that I use here is kind of a green with the gold school of fish. Well, this one, the back of this one is kind of a crumb cake with, or Sahara sand with a school of fish. So I'm going to put this guy right here, and voila, there is my card. And that's all there is to it. It needs a center. Actually, it's light enough that you can write on here. I like to even mine out by adding a basic white insert, but I don't think I included it with the card pack now that I think about it. Anyway, card number 1. This is my favorite. Love Petal Pink. Okay. Card number 2, so easy to do. This is Starry Sky. Oh my. Oh, I think, you know what? I lucked out. I forgot about those pieces. Got to go back to our card packs and put those in. I forgot about those pieces. Here we have Starry Sky 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, same as the other. I have here a basic white cardstock piece, 4 by 5 1/4 inches, and I embossed that with the Friends Are Like Seashells folder, the embossing folder. It's going out, guys. I feel like this is a fabulous embossing folder. Use it all the time. I really do. In fact, I used it on 2 different cards. Look at that. So you're going to see that one in a second. So here again, very, very easy. Most of this is die cuts. So let's get to that. And I just have my Heartfelt Sympathy, which is one of the great stamps in my thing. Heartfelt Sympathy, thank you for everything. You're a pearl, rare and precious. I feel like these are good sentiments. I had somebody come over yesterday and she said, I couldn't figure out what I was going to use the "You Are a Pearl, Rare and Precious" for. No, I think it was the Friends Are Like Seashells that you collect along the way. But I feel like you can give it to anybody. Okay, so let's make this card. I have here, like I said, 5.5 by 8.5. I have my basic white embossed layer. I'm going to put that right there. Let's see. Put my glue away. I love glue. Some people use the Seal or the Seal Plus. I have people that love the Seal Plus. They won't use Seal. They don't feel strongly about the Seal as they do about Seal Plus. But there we go. And then I've already cut this paper, and I'm going to tell you how I cut this. This is one of the designer papers. I showed you that one with the horizon and a lot of the water. This is 3 inches wide. It's 3 inches by 4 inches. So you're going to cut the paper right down the center at 3 inches. And then you turn it, and you have the sky at the left, and you cut to 4 inches. So it cuts off a lot of the water, but you don't need all that water. You can use it for something else, I'm sure. What I'm going to do is attach this. I haven't figured out what to do with this, but I do love this pattern. I haven't made a card with it with this, the back yet, because I love horizons. Just like our, we had the horizon paper last year. Big favorite of mine. I think I bought 3 or 4 extra packs when they were retiring. Just couldn't get enough of it. Okay, next. This, in case you've forgotten, this is the die cut from the Waves stamp set and dies. Remember we had the Wave, it came out, maybe, I think it came out, I think it's been over a year already. I think it was last year that it came out. And we had the wave paper and we had the blue foil and everything. Well, that's this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is stamp my heartfelt sympathy in Starry Sky. Now, I'm sitting down again, which means I don't know if I'm in. Oh, you like, yeah, you think that people like Seal better than Seal Plus? I find that the Seal Plus doesn't do a real good job of, I feel like my end kind of, oh, good thing I did, you see that? That's upside down. Doesn't matter though, because my stamp is perfectly positioned on here. So whether it's upside down or not, it's still stamped right, which is, oh my goodness, fabulous. That was a little scary. Remember this die though? So we're going to use this ribbon again. Here's the ribbon. And what we're going to do is do it around the paper like this. And then what I'm going to do is kind of around here. I'm going to, not sure if I have to sit down for this. Sorry, guys. You have it here. And then I'm going to, so I've woven it under and now on top again, just like that. And now I can still leave my ribbon on the side. Because of the way I did it, I can still leave the ribbon on the roll so that I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of ribbon. So we're going to do it like this. And I have to tie my bows upside down for them to look nice. I can't explain it, but for some reason, they turn out right side up if I do my bows upside down. There we go. Once again, my fabulous ribbon. I can't get enough of this. Next week, I'm actually having a class in the studio. This is what everybody is getting as part of the retreat. They're getting a roll of the ribbon, they're getting a package of the gems, and they're getting a package of the designer paper. So they're gonna love this ribbon, and I'm so glad it carried over. I can move this down wherever I want it, and I kind of decided I want it more on the water. There's so much water that I don't mind if it's on the water a little bit. And what I'm going to do, I've already die cut my bird, and I've die cut some crumb cake right here. I've die cut some crumb cake reeds or grass, seagrass. So we're going to do that. We're going to attach them together. Let me put a little bit, I know I'm off camera. Okay. Right here, I'm going to put a little dab of glue right there, and I'm going to add the smaller grass on top of the larger grass. Trying not to make a mess, but that just wouldn't be me. I have to make a mess. That's just me, right? So let's look at this card again. I'm going to put it down here. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to glue it. I was going to pop it up, but now that I'm looking at my card there, it's also, so we're just putting it right there, and we're going to pop up our bird. So let's get our bird all popped up. This is so easy to die cut, and I have to tell you a little tip, and I don't know if I can, oh, it's actually with the little birds that I wanted to tell you a little trick. When you're die cutting your little birds, I'll show you this in a second. Let me do this. This is easy enough to do. I'm going to do it just like that. He's walking on the water. He's actually walking at the edge of the water. He's not walking on water, but he could. We're going to just add some small pearls, not the big ones. We're going to use some small ones this time. And these could be just beautiful shells right in the at the edge of the water. So we'll do it like that. Do another one over here. And there you go, because we like to do our 3 gems. You like that? Isn't that beautiful? Now, once again, I'm going to pop this up too. This is going to be for a special person, so it gets lots of dimensionals. If I don't like you, you don't get a lot of dimensionals. That's just how it works. You know I love you when I give you a card that is so full of dimensionals. I heard somebody say that once. It's not true for me. it's a lot of times, well, if you do a lot of dimensionals, you're going to be paying dearly for it too. So, you know what? So I could slide this, if this was wider, I could slide my label over to the left or right or whatever I want to do. We're going to do it like that so I can see it a little bit better. And then you know what I'm going to do now that I think about it? I think I'm going to just add a dab of glue underneath here so that it doesn't slide back and forth and up and down. There we go. Just a dab of glue. And then, oh, we need some more dimensionals. We'll hold our ribbon in place, and we're going to just add this to the front of my card base. We're almost done, guys. Bear with me. My clock is not going to tell me what time it is because I have a clock that plays Christmas carols, and the battery must be running low because I thought, oh, it caught up at 5 o'clock. Well, it's 11 o'clock on that. So what I did for the inside was I had a piece of basic white cardstock. I had probably 3 inches by 4 inch piece of crumb cake. Let me show you that. Just like that. And what I did was I ripped it in half. I ripped it. You know what? I didn't. I die cut it because there's a die. Look at this, guys. You can use that, or you can rip it if you want. If you don't want to die cut it, you can easily rip the paper and that'll be beautiful too. So what I did was right in the middle, I die cut it, and then I layered both so that the uneven edge was up on both. So that's all there is to that. And then I stamped my bluebirds, and I tried, you know what? I didn't do it here, but what I want to do is kind of make those inside birds look the same. This has some mint macaron, it has some petal pink, and I added that a little bit to another card where I had some small birds. Let me tell you what I wanted to tell you about the small birds though. When you're die cutting, if you look here, right there is a tiny little dot. Maybe I should see if I'm on camera. Right there, there we go. Tiny little dot right there, and that's in the beak. If you stamp your birds and then you make sure that you can see the blue through that tiny little dot right there, you're going to pretty much be on target for die cutting your birds. If you don't see the blue, then you have to kind of adjust it a little bit so that the beak is inside that little dot, because that's how you see if you're right on or not. Hi, Penny. Good to see you. I'm not sure if I've seen everybody. I'll see you in a little while because Penny is one of my big helpers. So anyway, that's that. I'll have to cut, we'll have to do the crumb cake yet. I didn't do that. Anyway, that's it for this card. Nice and easy, isn't it? So there you go. This is, okay, the petal pink was my favorite. Now the starry sky is my favorite. One last one. This one is on a basic white 5.5 by 8.5 piece of thick white cardstock that I've scored at 4 1/4. This is the pearlescent paper, and I told you I love this paper. I've watercolored it with aqua painters and whatever, the water painters, if I wanted to. You could probably use blends and really color it in. But what I decided to do was just, all I'm going to do is attach this, yep, just to the front of it. There we go. Okay. So let me just attach that. I was making sure I was doing it right. Here we go. This pearlescent paper is just so beautiful when you emboss it. It really is pretty. It's going out, so make sure you order some before it goes out. Now, if you place an order using my April host code, you're going to get 2 sets of these 3 cards. So 6 cards you can make with your $35 order. So just to let you know, I will mail it to you as soon as I see your order. I have here 2 punch circles. Yep, I punched them. I have kept all my round punches. One is a 2 1/4 inch punch and one is a 1 1/4 inch punch. So both of those are ready to go. So what I'm going to do is again stamp in Night of Navy, I'm going to stamp my You Are a Pearl sentiment. So let me find that right here. It's hard to see on my white background. Not bad though, not bad. And then what I'm going to do with this big circle is I'm going to stamp in crumb cake. Doesn't this look green? Isn't that the craziest thing? I always think, where did my crumb cake pad go? And for some reason, it has discolored and become green. So I have to remember that whenever I'm losing my crumb cake pad. One of the stamps here has the shells and the sand, and one of them just has the sand. And what I'm going to do is just stamp the sand. So I'm just going to go across here, just like that, and just stamp some sand. Nothing fancy. I've already die cut. Where did I put them? Well, someplace, if I could find it, I already die cut my birds and my shells. I bet it's in the card I took away from here. Hang on one second. Okay, here we go. This is what I was going to show you for the other card, but we're just going to do this now for this one. What I'm going to do is just add a couple of shells. I've already stamped my hermit crab. I don't have a, I couldn't find a navy one in the paper, so I actually stamped it. And look how beautifully it stamps. It does a really nice job. We're going to pop it up because that's what we do. We'll pop up our hermit crab. It may not be a hermit crab, it may just be a crab, but I'm going to do that up here, just like that. And then I'm going to just take these shells. I'm going to take this fancy one. I think I need some mini dimensionals for this. I'm going to pop that up on the sand, kind of like right there. And let me pop up one of the other shells. You could take your choice which one you wanted to do. So like I said, you stamp it, then you just die cut them all at once. There we go, just like that. And what I'm going to do is just add a couple of pearls to that in a minute. Kind of fill in the spot. I almost feel, well, hopefully I didn't do this to all this. I may have work for us to do tonight, Penny. I think I punched the wrong circle. We'll see. Okay, let's get our take your pick tool. And we're going to add a couple of things right down here, right over here, just like that. And, oh, Balmy Blue, 1 1/4 inches by 4 inches, so it's going to layer right in the middle of the paper there. And then I have a piece of designer paper. This is the one that I said was more balmy blue and green rather than the petal pink gold foiled paper. It has the light blue crabs on the back. What I'm going to do is put this like right there. So this is 1 inch by 4 inches. So 1 1/4 by 4 inches, and then 1 inch by 4 inches. Actually, I think it might be 1 1/2 inches. I'm gonna check that. Yep, 1 1/2 inches with a 1 inch band here. Okay, so we're gonna pop up this circle. And when you get your circles, you're going to actually have a bigger circle in your card kit so that you can fit all of your scene better than I did. Let's pop it up just like that. We're going to do it like that. And then we've got just our linen thread bow, which we're going to put, okay, where did here's my You Are a Pearl. Going to pop that up. Lots of dimensionals. It's a good thing that I'm doing this now, because if there was something that I did wrong for the card class, for the kits for this weekend, there's time to fix it. Glue dots, and next week I'm going to show you the other 2 cards because I love the other 2 cards. I just want something to be a surprise for my people that are coming this weekend. But now that you can at least see how I made this card. So here we go. I've tied all the linen bows just like I will for you. And ta-da! Isn't that so cool? Okay, so let's see the 3 cards again. We've got this one, clean up my mess, with a pearlescent paper, this with Starry Sky, and then don't forget our beautiful petal pink one with this beautiful ribbon. You can't get enough of this ribbon, I'm telling you. I hope you love this stuff. I am going to flip back down. I had a great time sharing this with you. Sorry, I was a little disorganized. Like I said, I've been getting ready for the retreat all day today. I've been die cutting for classes and everything. So all of a sudden I looked at the clock and it was 10 minutes up, and I scurried around to get all my stuff. But make sure you buy the designer paper. That's my tip for tonight. And I will send the tutorial, of course, for all 5 cards if you do end up placing your $35 order. $50 gets you to embellishment. Have a great day, everybody. Let me flip back and say good night, everybody. I had a great time. Have a great week. Bye.